Good morning, everybody. It's Angie Atkinson, and today at queenbeing.com. Oh, wait, today, right here on this YouTube channel, it's Motivational Monday. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everything is going in the right direction for you. And as I'm waiting for my chat to pop up, let me just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. Good morning, Colleen. Good morning, Malta. How are you guys doing today? Good morning, Miss Lily. So it has been a crazy week and weekend. I'll tell you something. Um, Melina, my hey Irish Indian, good morning, good morning. Time for more coffee, she says. Hello, tribe. Colleen says, good morning, Malta. Melissa says, good morning, taking a break and watching the movers and take my stuff and load it. Oh, good. All right. How are you feeling about that? Jillian says, good morning. Our family's okay. I'm glad to hear that, Jillian. I was worried about you. So let me just pause the chat really quick. What happened in Vegas last night is very, very scary. Um, Jillian's in Vegas. Melina, my office manager, is also currently in Vegas. She does not live there. She lives here in St. Louis, but her mother, and husband went to Vegas for the weekend to just kind of enjoy themselves. And now they're stuck there until the police speak to them. They're apparently going room to room in all the hotels and speaking to all the guests there. Um, so keep her in your thoughts and prayers, and Jillian and everybody else in Vegas today. It's a little bit scary, but I'm glad to report that she is okay and they are okay, aside from maybe a little bit of emotional trauma. Melina actually said that she had a police officer point a gun right in her face while screaming at her, and that's how they found out it was happening. She was driving down the street, and the police officer pulled them over and screamed and put a gun in her face, demanded that they get out of the car and leave the car in the street. So it's very scary. And they're a little shaken, as one would understand. So please keep them in your thoughts today. And hopefully she'll be home by Wednesday. We'll keep you posted. Sherry Ellie says, good morning, everyone. Guardian Wolf says, smiles to everyone here. Hey, Guardian Wolf, glad to see you back, honey. How you doing? Leah Valerie is here. Hey, Leah, welcome. She says, can you talk about using a narc using religion against you once you leave? Unfortunately, it's a very common thing where people, unfortunately, a lot of narcissists do use religion against you. I can do a whole video on that if you want, but what it comes down to is that we're raised to believe that whatever our religion is the right thing, and very often they twist things in the religion to judge you and to make people judge you. They use it as a smear campaign, all kinds of things. I can do a video about it, Leah, and I'm happy to do that. Or if you have specific questions, I'm happy to answer those today if I can. Sean Davis says, hi, Angie Davies. Welcome back, Sean. Emily Driftwood is back. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? We missed you too. She said, hello, darlings. Hello, Angie. I've missed you guys. We've missed you too. Stan Farm is back, says good morning. Welcome back, Stan Farm. Happy to have you back. Sean Davis says, I'm in a dark place today. Tell me what's going on with you, honey. Arlene Robertson is back. Hey, Arlene. Welcome back, honey. She says, good morning, Angie and all. Malta says, good morning, Angie, Colleen, and Jillian. And good morning, everyone. Melissa Gentile says, I'm kind of sad about it, about the moving. She says, but new beginnings, hoping to cheer up soon. Look at it like a positive, awesome thing. Look at it like something that that moves, that you're moving forward for the best, and you can decide how your life goes from here. It's a process. Um, Malta says, Jillian, I'm glad to hear it. Huge hugs. Moving on says, good morning. What happened in Vegas? What happened in Vegas was that a gunman, a 64-year-old white male, pulled a gun out at a concert. It was Jason Aldean playing at a country music festival in Vegas at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. And he shot into the crowd with a machine gun, emptied, I think, 2 rounds into the crowd, injured more than 200 people, more than, I think they said 400 last time I heard, killed at least 50 people, maybe more. And everybody is very shaken. It's very scary. So that's what happened. What happened with the group is something that I'm not going to discuss here. That is something that you can message one of our admins about privately if you like. Let's see here. Melissa Gentile says Las Vegas in my prayers. James Condit says good morning, everyone. Good morning, James. Guardian Wolf says good morning, Malta. Emily Driftwood says my heart goes out to all who were in Vegas when it went down. Hugs and strength to you all. Absolutely. Yeah. Shannon O'Brien says, hello on this fall morning, loving the cooler weather. Yes, it's very nice out today. Over here, it's just almost enough to wear shorts. I mean, I'm wearing like capris today. So Jillian says if Melina needs anything, she can call me. Okay, I'll keep her posted, Jillian. Thank you for letting me know. Guardian Wolf is doing better. That is great news. Great news. Malta says, good morning, Guardian Wolf and Freedom Lee. Oh, hey, Freedom Lee. Welcome, welcome. Stan Firm says, I've been going to a support group for narc abuse. I went last night. After I leave the meetings, I have severe anxiety. It was really bad last night. Is this normal? Well, a couple of things might be happening. You could be triggered by hearing about other people's experiences, but if it's causing you extreme anxiety, you might want to consider looking at a different group. There could be a number of things going on, like there could be actually a narcissist sort of in charge of that group or involved in that group, and you might not realize it. We have a really sharp radar sometimes, and if you have severe anxiety, there's something going on there that's maybe toxic. Potentially. It could just be that you're being triggered by hearing other people's thoughts. Can you share a little bit more with me about what happens in the group, Stand Firm? Shannon O'Brien says, we either have an intestinal bug or stress affecting our family. This has, for me, led to feeling down, also dealing with flying monkeys. Oh, Shannon, I understand, honey. And, probably a little of the intestinal bug could be a thing if it's causing all of you to, have issues. But certainly stress is not going to help anything. And I know you guys are all dealing with a lot of stress. And who are the flying monkeys? Are there people from church or other people? Let me know. Leah Valerie says, a whole video would be excellent. My ex had no interest in my faith and has had a conversion experience since I left and is now trying to force me to reconcile and get marriage counseling. That is unfortunately common. And I will do a whole video. But having no interest in your faith and now suddenly converting and, being all psyched about it and trying to force you to come back because of the religion, certainly a common tactic. They do, and it's not just religion they do this with. It could be anything. It could be that you were a vegan and they were a meat eater and you couldn't live with a meat eater. Suddenly they might decide to become a vegan just to get you back. But here's the thing that you have to recall and remember is that if you go back, when he gets you back, it will go back to the same old, or she, I don't know if you said he or she. So that's something to be aware of. Once they think that they've got their claws thoroughly into you again, you will be treated exactly like you were before. So don't let this person use your faith against you. That's exactly what he is doing or she is doing in this case. Marriage counseling doesn't work with narcissists. If he's truly a narcissist or she's truly a narcissist, it does not work. They either fool the marriage counselor into believing that you're the messed up one, or they walk out. If I had a situation with my narcissist where he walked out of a therapy attempt when the therapist essentially told him that he was a bad, husband and I should leave him. Didn't go well. So good morning, Carlita Vega. Welcome back, honey. Stan Firm says, why are the police after them? After who? Oh, you mean, no, the police were after the person that shot all the people in the concert, if that's what you were asking. Ms. Lilly says, yes, Shannon Fall. Shannon O'Brien says, one woman at our church who knows about our situation is not all rainbows and roses, but apparently let Ma talk her into leaving my husband a message anyway. Okay. So again, Shannon, this is a hard time for you guys, but you're going to have to stand firm, like Stand Firm name says, but stand firm and don't allow these people to force you to accept that toxicity back into your life. I wouldn't give them a bunch of details because it's none of their business, but tell them as much as you think you need to tell them if you want to. I wouldn't bother to go seriously crazy about it. I would just tell them you don't understand the full situation, and I would appreciate it if you would allow us to handle it ourselves. Maybe, if anything. You don't have to say anything at all. Arlene Robertson says, yep, had that religion used against her, but she said, I know the word. Good for you, Arlene. Colleen Brosnan says, my ex-husband has been hoovering my daughter, and oh no, and claims he is a pastor now, but he was an abusive and a drug user. Looks like a restraining order is in need. How's she doing, Colleen? She's smart enough to know better, isn't she? Colleen is an amazing mother, you guys. And her daughter is and her son, they're smart kids. And I think they won't fall for this mess. Am I right? Let me know, Colleen. Jillian says, guys, I'm going to go. So behind. Love to all. Let's try to not to make sense out of anything in Vegas this morning. Let's be glad for life and another day that we have to survive and thrive. Thank you, Jillian. Love you. Please stay safe. Keep us posted. And we appreciate you for being here. Thank you. Malta says, I'm sorry to hear about Melina. Wishing the best. She'll be okay. She's okay right now. She's just kind of locked in a hotel. But on the plus side, the hotel is comping everything for them, including meals. So I'm glad to hear that. At least they're not going to kill themselves on their budget, because that would be very difficult. But they are on lockdown until the police speak to them. I guess they want to go through and make sure that nobody saw it. You know, whoever saw something could report whatever they saw. And apparently there was some issue with the lady. There was a lady connected to this guy, his companion or something, and she left the country shortly after being, supposedly telling people at the concert they were going to. Sarah Kay says, tough morning for me. My narcissist has ghosted me again, and we are slow at work. I got the call to not come in today. I don't want to obsess and cry all day. I understand completely, Sarah Kay. One of the things that I would suggest for you today is to do so, since you got the call not to come in today, do something for yourself instead. Maybe you want to go shopping or meet with a friend for coffee or something, or clean your house. With the ghosting you thing, I would hope that you would intentionally try to move forward without the narcissist now, because you aren't required to wait while the narcissist just goes off and does his or her thing. So maybe what you want to do is to change something in your house, change the locks on your door if your narcissist has a key, for example. Rearrange the kitchen, the living room, the bedroom, especially, or anything else. Keep me posted on your thoughts on what I just said, and let me know if you need more ideas to move forward. And if anybody else has ideas for Sarah Kay to keep her mind off this, let us know. All right, let's see here. I lost her. Okay. The Guardian Wolf wondering what happened with the shooting. That's what it was, as far as I know so far. Shannon O'Brien says, currently we are just not responding, hoping that intelligent people will eventually see what's going on. It's easy to see, of course, how a frail 87-year-old grandma with dementia could trick people. You are so correct on that, Shannon. And definitely, I think that intelligent people will see. Some people won't understand, and that is not your problem. You guys are only responsible for yourselves and your 2 children, and that is all. Everybody else in the world, their opinion is only that. Just remember that. You guys have to protect, your family and your children. Your husband and your children. That's your primary focus while you're going through this mess. Malta says, good morning to Guardian Wolf. Stanford says, OMG, I know, right? Colleen says, I'm so glad that Melina and Jillian are safe. So sorry this happened, and so sad for everyone who is affected. Sending my positive vibes, and all are in my thoughts. Absolutely. Same here. Yes. Thank you, Colleen. Yeah, Guardian Wolf, it's very heartbreaking. Holly Wiley says, hello, I love your videos. I'm having a hard time deciding if my ex is a narcissist. He coached the Dallas Cowboys for 14 years, but was raised in the ghetto in Chicago. He has been giving me the silent treatment since my birthday, June 24th. I think I'm empath or bipolar. I can't decide. Okay, Holly. Giving you the silent treatment since June 24th, to me, means that it's time for you to start to move forward. Being that he coached the Dallas Cowboys for 14 years and being that he also grew up in the ghetto, none of that means anything. What matters is, does he treat you with empathy or not. And my guess is that if he just stopped speaking to you on your birthday, that you probably didn't get a lot of empathy. Um, Interestingly, I've actually done a video on bipolar and versus narcissism. But interestingly, I was, as a teenager, misdiagnosed as bipolar. I am not bipolar and I never have been, but I was going through a lot at that time in my life with my first narcissist. And that narcissist told my doctor that I was bipolar, and my doctor agreed because I think there was nothing else to do. They medicated me. It was wrong. They shouldn't have done it. It affected me very negatively. I would not encourage you to stay focused on being bipolar. I would suggest that you talk to your doctor and work toward healing at this time, because June 24th, that was 3 months ago, you know, almost. And at this point, you know, he may still try to hoover you at some point in the near future, but I would hope that you are moving forward with yourself. And obviously, I can't diagnose you, but I think that you should talk to your doctor if you really believe you're bipolar, because there are people in the world who are bipolar, and you can get some help. But if you are functioning in society or capable of doing so, and you are, managing your life okay outside of this person, chances are that it's probably not. But watch the video that I did about bipolar, and I'll keep you posted. I mean, let me know if you have any other questions, specific questions you'd like to ask about this. Okay. So we have Arlene Robertson saying it is 60 in Yorktown, Virginia. Oh, that sounds nice. Yes, indeed. Nargis says, good morning, Angie and Malta, dearest of my friends. Good morning, sweet Nargis. How are you, honey? And Malta says, good morning, Nargis. Trey McElroy is here. And Trey says, does anyone know the reason behind the inhuman behavior? My heart goes out to all the victims and families. Currently, we do not know the reason, but I know that they are speaking with. I did hear this morning that she is no longer a person of interest to the police, but there was a woman, Luella something, who was his companion. Now, I heard on the news that she's no longer a person of interest, but I guess they're trying to get the reason from her. However, Melina said that she was at the concert and that she told people that they were going to die before she got on the plane. I don't know if that's accurate or if she just heard that from someone in Vegas, but she's still, like I said, still stuck in the hotel in Vegas until at least Wednesday, from what we heard. Um, so, and they're on lockdown, I think, for 24 hours. Can't leave the hotel. Excuse me. Living Kintsugi is here, says, good morning. How much do you yield to try to get cooperation with a narcissist during a divorce if nothing satisfies them? No matter what, tries not to follow orders or specifics or insists on his reality. You know, I would just let your attorney deal with the narcissist. If there is something that matters a lot to you, then fight for it. Otherwise, I would let them have whatever you don't care about. So if the house isn't a big deal to you, let them have it. If you need the house to survive, fight for the house. I think it depends. There will be nothing to satisfy them, and they're doing this on purpose. And I'm guessing if you look back into your marriage, you would be able to acknowledge that probably nothing ever satisfied the narcissist. I wouldn't yield to the point that you are not serving yourself, your needs. And if you have children, I can't remember if you do, if you have children, your needs and your kids' needs have to come first to you from now on. You know what I'm saying? I would get with your attorney. I would have your attorney handle. I would not deal with the narcissist directly during your divorce if you can avoid it. And I think that Jillian would advise the same thing. I think I recall her doing so in the past, but she's our attorney friend who's actually my co-author, and she was also a guest speaker at our Life Makeover Summit that we did. There are some really good tools from her in the Life Makeover Summit if you want to check that out. But if you have specific other questions regarding that, let me know. But I am curious as to what you're dealing with. Wally says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, Wally. Welcome back. Trey McElroy says, I've been accused of narcissistic behavior. I never thought so. How would I know? I hope I'm not. Sweetie, narcissists tend to accuse us of all kinds of things, including that pretty often, especially if you've told them that you were a narcissist. How would you know? The main defining factor for me, the difference between a narcissist and someone who isn't a narcissist, and we're talking on a toxic level, because everybody has narcissism in them. It's just self-interest, right? But when it becomes a narcissistic personality disorder issue, we're talking about somebody who has no empathy. So they very clearly act in ways that shock, upset, and anger you, hurt you, without concern for how you feel. That, I think, is the tipping point of a narcissist, a true toxic narcissist. So let me know your thoughts on that. Do you have empathy? Do you care how other people feel? Freedom Lee says, "Good morning, Malta. Thanks for being here." And I agree, always. And good morning, Freedom Lee. Breon Garner's beautiful face is in the house. Hey, Breon, how you doing, honey? I'm always happy to see you here, and I'm happy to see you today. Leah Valerie says, "I think you're absolutely right. I'm 100% no contact and keeping it that way, but look forward to a video on this topic. Thank you for your reply. My pleasure. Stay tuned. I will do that video this week." Emily Driftwood says, "OMG about the weather. It is so cold here in Estonia. Aw, my nose is red from the cold. I look like Santa. I came early this year." That is cute. And I totally understand. I do. That cold weather is something else. I actually kind of don't mind it because you can wear such cute stuff in the cold weather. But but yeah, we're not that cold yet here. We probably will be within a month though, or two maybe, depending on how fast it comes. Let's see here. Moving on says, "Feeling a little overwhelmed today myself. Ex wants our marital home put up for short sale. I'm worried about my credit. I'm a dependent spouse and have been for 11 years. I have been awarded some money." I think I remember you mentioning to me about the money weight, but can't find a house suitable for me and my 3 children. Okay. So there's a few things you can do. You could look into possibly renting a place until you find something, but I don't want you to waste all your money. Another thing you can do, and again, with 3 kids, it's harder because you have to consider their schools and stuff, but you can look in a different area that's maybe a lower cost of living area where you could actually just buy a house outright, depending on what you've got going. I can't, if I remember correctly, I think I remember what you said you got, and I'm not going to mention it here because I'm not going to try to spread your business around. But if that's the case, it is possible in some areas to buy an entire house with 3 bedrooms for that much money. So, yeah, or less, depending on where you're at. But of course, like I said, I know you want to consider schools, and I know your kids probably don't want to move away from their friends. So that is another issue. What about a condo? Is a condo an option for you? Sometimes condos are cheaper and then you don't have to mess with the yard work as much. Just a suggestion. Does anybody else have ideas or suggestions for moving on to find a suitable home for her and her 3 kids? Please leave it in the comments here. Jan Bradley says, "Missed the first few minutes, but so happy to be here." Well, Jan, welcome, and I'm happy to have you. Welcome, welcome. And moving on says, "Can't find," oh, I already read that. Okay. Julie K. Lilly is here. Hello, Julie. She says, "Definitely take my issues over the hell those families are going through." Absolutely. She said, "I spent the weekend very much enjoying the SPAN group and its amazing support." I'm so happy to hear that. She says, "My silver-tongued devils sucked me back in yet again." Oh, sweetie, I totally understand. And listen, don't beat yourself up. We are addicted to these people, and it takes time for us to finally let go. Sometimes it takes several attempts, okay? I keep saying it, it's a process, but it is. Getting out is a process, staying out is a process, recovery is a process. But listen, honey, you're kind of on the right track still because you're still getting involved with SPAN. You're still getting involved here in these chats. This is kind of a way to sort of start to condition yourself to love yourself again and to know that you deserve better and to know that you don't have to tolerate the abuse. So so you're back in, you're back out at wherever you are, know that we're here and we're supporting you and know that you're not alone. All right. Okay. Stan Firm says, "I really don't know. We just sit around and share experiences. When I leave, I feel this flight or fight in my body. Last night was for a couple of hours. I also have anxiety after therapy." Well, I'll tell you something. One of the things that I think is hard for people in these situations is we are so used to keeping our emotions shoved down, when we're being abused by narcissists because they don't like our emotions. And we learn very quickly that if we continue to allow them, that if we continue to express our emotions to them, to allow them to understand what we're feeling, they almost always use it against us, especially if it's anything other than, "Oh my God, you're so amazing." When you're anything other than you praising the narcissist, it is unacceptable feelings. They don't like it if you're upset with them. They don't like it if you're upset about something else because somehow that takes your attention off of them. So part of it might be that you're feeling emotions you're not used to allowing yourself to feel. Um, and part of it could be that you're not getting the kind of therapy or treatment that you need. So I guess I would ask you, what are you talking about? What are you hearing about when you leave? Could you give me a little more information? Stand firm. I'm trying to help you figure it out. If you can, I always find that if you figure out what the issue is, if you understand the issue, then you can start to resolve the issue. I really think so. Overcome it. Discover, understand, overcome, you know? But already you're in this discovery phase because you've noticed this feeling. You've noticed that when it happens, this is very good. Now let's figure out where it's coming from, and then you can start to figure out how to fix it. Okay? Holly Wiley says he is also giving his 27-year-old daughter the silent treatment. Please help. Are we sure he's still okay? Do we know that he's still with us and that he hasn't just dropped off the planet? Holly, when's the last time you saw him or someone saw him that you know? Let me know. Guardian Wolf says, is the shooter still alive? No, the shooter is not still alive. Apparently shot himself right after this. I do not understand why anybody would do this. I do not understand why anybody would go into a crowd and randomly shoot people who are people's mothers, brothers, sisters, fathers, sons, daughters. It makes me sick. I don't understand it. But no, we don't know why, but he is not alive as far as we know. Wally says, I know my pastor claimed I'm bad and I should forgive and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's because your pastor does not understand what you've been through, Wally. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't, not everybody understands narcissistic abuse, especially people who haven't been through it or at least directly, personally witnessed it. Yeah. And your pastor is obviously no exception to that rule. And another thing, depending on what religion and what type of pastor it is, some pastors don't even have to go to school to be a pastor. They can just self-proclaim. There's no training or anything. So, I mean, he may not even have any real counseling education behind him. It could be that he's a doctorate of something. I mean, it depends on the type of religion. I know my mother is a minister and went to school for a long time and got several degrees to do it, but not all ministers do that. So Sarah Kay says, I want to call again, even though I know it will go straight to voicemail. Don't do it, Sarah. Do not do it. It will not help. It will just stress you out. Let it go. Let it go. Listen, here's an idea for you. If you get a really, really strong urge to call, tell yourself, okay, I can call, but I have to wait 20 minutes. And then in that 20 minutes, do anything else other than obsess. Go clean your bathroom, or if you're at work, do a task at work or something. Wait 20 minutes and then see if you still have the urge to call. Sometimes if we can just get through a few minutes at a time, it makes it better. If you call, you give him your power. Don't give him your power. Okay. Or her. I don't know if it's a him or her. I can't recall. I wanted to see that from Colleen. Where did it go? Here she goes. Okay, wait, no. Okay, Colleen says, he's stalking her at work and making it difficult. It's her first job and also my last ex in the new supply. Oh my God. Have been into bullying her there. We are handling it, but my goodness, they are awful. Girl, I want to come up there and help you handle it if I could. That's crazy. I'm so sorry. I can't believe they're going after your daughter. I mean, I guess I kind of get that he's stalking her at work. That's, her father, but your last ex and the new supply really, really upset me to hear that. How is she handling it? I mean, I know she's a strong girl, but my God, she's only human. How's she handling it? And how are they bullying her? This is so upsetting. I'm so sorry, Colleen. Mavis Washington says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, group. Good morning, Smith. Good morning, Ms. Mavis. How are you, honey? Welcome back. She says, I'm just listening today. A lot on my mind. I will talk about it tomorrow. Okay, we'll be here for you, honey. Holly says, I don't function, I isolate. I totally understand. Okay, Holly, I think one thing you want to start to do is start to function because listen, I isolate too when I get stressed out. And just the other day, I noticed that my husband was like, hey, our anniversary just passed and we didn't really do a lot for it. So he said there was this show that, they were doing the Bodyguard show at our local theater, Fox Theater here in St. Louis. And, he was like, we should buy tickets. We should go. And my first response was, no way, I hate crowds. And then my son kind of pulled me aside and said, Mom, my 13-year-old, mind you, 14-year-old, he just turned 14, pulled me aside and said, Mom, Dad was really excited about this show and he thought you'd really like it. So maybe you should think about going. And I thought, wow, what a smart, strong kid, So he kind of pulled me back into reality. And I realized that because of all the stress I've been going through with a few different things in my life, I've sort of isolated again, and I'm kind of like living, I don't even want to really leave the house. So I stepped up my game. I went out this weekend with my husband a little bit and spent some time with friends, and I'm trying to, intentionally choose to be outside the house a little more often. So I get it, trust me. But when we're in that state, we must make an intentional choice to change our behavior, Holly. So begin to, make a point of changing your behavior. All right. Instead of isolating this time, stop isolating, call somebody, or just go out in public, even if it's by yourself, go out and have a cup of coffee somewhere, or go for a walk in the park or something. Do something to get out of your house and to change your behavior. And one tiny step can be a huge change for your whole life. Miss Lily says, I was diagnosed with bipolar for years till one lady doctor asked me if my mood swings have gotten better. And she said, what mood swings? Wow. You see, that's what, and unfortunately, I think a lot of people who are going through abuse are diagnosed with things like bipolar because we don't talk about it. It's too upsetting to talk about, or we know we'll be in trouble if anybody hears that we talked about it. And that's why I talk about it, y'all, because I want to help other people learn what they're dealing with. I think part of the problem and part of the reason so many people get away with this and got away with this type of abuse is because nobody was talking about it. Nobody was saying, hey, this is what this is. I didn't even know what it was until I had to figure it out myself, and like I was telling people in my admin group the other day, I do not always have, I do not always have the I lost my place. I have no idea what I was just going to tell you. That's terrible, right? Never mind. Moving right along. All right. Let's see here. Bonnie says hi, Spanily. Malta says good morning, Bonnie. Oh, mood swings. Okay, wait. I was telling you something about that. I'll come back to it later. Okay. Um, Bonnie says, hey, everybody. And Val Mel is here. Hey, Val, welcome, welcome. And Malta says, hey, Val. Sabakia says, Angie, help. He had oh boy. Oh no. She says he had a complete breakdown, racked with sobs, insisting we get back together. I was strong and consistent, telling him this is not a possibility. He started going to a counselor. You need to stop talking to him. Stop the chaos. I know he's using the kids to get closer to you, but yes. Okay. This is a really interesting point here. Stop the chaos. And I really want to focus on this for just a minute. It seems as I get stronger, she says, he becomes more dramatic. Listen, when you gray rock, when they start to see that you're really, really done and that you're really not falling for this stuff anymore, this is what happens. Sometimes they get more dramatic. They pull out all the stops, they go nuts, and they do everything they can to make you change your behavior. But this is when it's the most important for you to stay strong. So I'm really proud of you that you stayed strong. Stop the chaos. And I want you to stay focused on that. Do not fall for this. If there is real change, then you will see it from over here. You know what I'm saying? And then you can decide with education and everything else if and informed stuff. But again, very, very rarely does it ever, ever, ever change once they get you back in their clutches. It does not change. They might change for a while. Right now, he's pretending to change because he wants to get you back because you are the perfect source of supply for him. But you have decided you're not going to be a supply anymore. You're going to be an individual person who deserves to have the life that she wants. Don't give up. Stay strong. And I totally feel and you probably feel a little bit of guilt and you felt sorry for him when he cried because you're an empath, and I get it. But know that this is all like a little child throwing a fit when they don't get what they want, really. Let me know your thoughts about that. Living Kansugi says, thanks, Angie. It's all custody related, and each of us remembering things differently until we have the written order in hand. Totally feel you. And, keep lots of notes. Take notes on anything that happens that is upsetting or frustrating or not what's written in the custody order, just to start with. Deanna Stodola is here. She says, morning, Angie. Morning, Deanna. She says, I feel I will never. The longer I leave, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, the longer I leave it, I start thinking that it was bad. Okay. Certainly the it's good to think it was bad, but you're saying you're saying the longer you're away, you think it was a bad idea to stay away. Okay. It is a process. I think I missed some of the words in your statement. I think they must not have caught up on my screen, but um, it's when we stay away from anybody for any amount of time, we start to forget the bad things and only focus on the good things. So keep in your mind that things get a little bit better every single day for you. Keep in your mind that what you okay. Have you done the thing where you wrote down all the reasons you wanted to stay away? Can you let me know that? You can't blame yourself for anything anymore, but I mean you can't focus on the past, of course, but you're going to because you're human. But if you can take a moment and write down all the reasons you left in detail so you don't forget, put them in a drawer somewhere so when you feel like this, you can look at them again. That's really, really helpful just to start. Absence does make the heart grow fonder, you know. Um, Bonnie says, it's just like, okay, it's not the same thing, but it's similar to when you go through childbirth, and childbirth is awful and horrible for some people. My first childbirth was horrible. It was a C-section without anesthesia. It was an accident. It was terrible. But I don't, and I do recall the pain very clearly, but somehow I forgot it enough to have two more children. So um, it's the same deal. It's the same deal with any sort of a traumatic experience. You forget the bad parts the longer away you are. So that's something to think about. Bonnie says, I just reread the book, or I just read the book. Too good to leave, too bad to stay. One person out of touch with reality, she says, is bad enough. Two people like this is an insane asylum. Yeah, for real. Yeah. By Mira Kirschenbaum is the author. Thank you, Bonnie, for sharing that. B Rad, hey, B Rad, welcome back. B Rad and I will be live together on Wednesday, right? Or Tuesday for our next Empath show where we'll be announcing the name of the show, which was chosen by you guys. Okay, let's see here. Um, where did I? Here we go. Okay. Malta says, Good morning, B-Rad. Stop the Chaos says, I'm so grateful for you. I know I always say this, but I'm not his responsibility. That's right. I don't want to start seeing to see him in seeing a state, but I'm not qualified to help. I called his mother to come see him. Good for you. That's exactly right. He is not your responsibility either. And you do not have to help him in this place. You did the right thing. You called his mother. She could help him. You know, he's only trying to draw you in. So keep it in mind. What about quadrants and triangulation? Julia Richardson says, How do I tell them I'm not their victim? I need more information. You just don't allow them to treat you like a victim, but tell me more information about what you're looking for specifically here. Miss Lily says boots and sweaters. Oh, I like boots and sweaters. Indeed, I do. I have these ones that are like right above the knee. They go up like to the thigh almost. Super cute. And they look really cute with sweater dresses. All right. Bonnie says, yes, it is good to know the tipping point. I probably passed that a while ago. I feel you, honey. Emily Driftwood says that sucks, stop the chaos. Sounds like a sad maniacal sob story to get you back before the good old boss starts up again. What do you think? What do you want to do? Hugs. Absolutely agree with Emily. As I said earlier, I totally think it's a hoovering attempt. Bonnie said she missed the first few minutes too. Okay. Well, I'm glad you made it in, Miss Bonnie. Um, Heather McDermott says, Why does he pretend that all the name calling and horrible things he recently said never even happened? I just don't understand that. I'm so mad. Oh, honey, that's a narcissist thing. They have these memories, that are conveniently holy. And I don't mean in a good way. I mean full of holes. It's like selective memory. It's common. I should do a video about that too. I've experienced that same thing. I have gone so far as to say to a narcissist, they will say something, and I experienced that same thing. So I started repeating it back to them. I would say, like let's say the big stupid nose thing, which I always use as a fake insult. But if they were going to tell me I had a big stupid nose, I would go, hey, you just said to me that I have a big stupid nose. And they would be like, no, I didn't. I didn't say that. I didn't mean it like that. Whatever, whatever. That is one of the most common tactics, and that is part of gaslighting. It's because they want you to think you're crazy. And of course, you're mad, and it's understandable. Use that anger to move you forward in your life, Heather. Use it to propel you forward in your life. That is the most effective way to use this anger to get the heck out of Dodge and start changing your life. And then let go of it once you're free and clear and don't need it anymore. Okay. But right now, if you're really angry, use that to get the hell out of there, sister. I'm telling you. Think about it. Um, Emily Driftwood says BS. I think I missed something there. Okay. Oh, the old BS starts up again. Yeah, she's right. She's right. Okay. Sophicaea says it feels exactly like slowly pulling out of quicksand. There is no quick jump or struggle too much, just slowly sneaking away. That is an excellent way to describe it. And that's exactly what I think an effective situation, that's the only way you can do it effectively with children involved. And I think Stop the Chaos, you were doing a really good job, and I'm really proud of you because I know it hasn't always been, you weren't maybe always so strong, and now you're becoming a little stronger every day, and I'm just so proud of you. You're seeing the light on the other side of this, and it's a beautiful thing to see you do it. I'm really proud of you. Stay strong. Keep going. Keep going. B Red says, "Good morning, Malta." Sherry Illy says, "Maybe she can do a short sale or for foreclosure." Yeah, maybe. I think I missed you, Sherry. I missed your other statement. Um, Shannon O'Brien says, "I came into chat a few minutes after it started. So sorry to hear Melina's going through this. Sounds awful. Sending her my thoughts and prayers. I think she'll be okay. I'm a little worried about trauma, you know, afterward, the PTSD stuff, because she did have a police officer point a gun directly into her face. And she said her mother just immediately cried, and her husband got so upset. He was shaking so much he actually threw up. And I think that's terrible. And he's a real strong guy. He's not that kind of person. He doesn't get scared. You know what I mean? So it's real shocking. You know, it's traumatic, is my fear. You know, it's traumatic. And I feel so horrible for them. And for everybody involved, all the families of all the people that were there, and that, oh, it's horrible. I want to stop talking about it. Okay. Um, Bonnie says, "Do you let the narcissist know you are planning to go, or try to get out safely and soundly in a stealthier fashion? I am honest to a fault, I think." Okay, well, when I left my narcissist, my ex-husband, I did tell him I was going, and I think in a way I had to, because I needed to pack. And but at the same time, part of me regrets it, because then it was really hard for me to leave. It was much harder for me to go with him already knowing, because then he turned into the perfect husband during that week that I was leaving. And then I cried and cried and cried when I left, and I was sick for 3 weeks after that. But I know I made the right choice. You know what I mean? Um, but I think it depends on your situation. Like with my ex-husband, I felt like I needed to sit down with him and explain to him how to pay the bills, because he didn't know how, and I needed to explain to him how to do this and that, and made sure he had all the things he needed. But that was stupid. I mean, not stupid. It was just, I shouldn't have done that, because all of the time that I wasted telling him that stuff, and getting him all the money I spent giving him so he could have things that he wanted and needed, while when I took the things I was taking, he lost everything shortly after I left. He lost the house, he lost everything, and um, it was a waste of my time and energy and money. So, Bonnie, I know you've been with yours a long time. So if you are planning to go, I would try to get out safely and soundly in a stealthier fashion if possible. And then, if you need to let him know, hey, I'm not coming back, send him a letter or something. Don't tell him in person. If he's physically abusing you at all, or you fear that he will, definitely don't tell him in person. I knew in my case that my ex-husband was not going to physically attack me. And so that's why I told him I wasn't going to tell him. This is funny. It's not funny, but in hindsight, I remember we were watching Oprah, and it was about horrible husbands. And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, oh my God, that's our marriage, da 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 da. And then I just turned to him and just told him. I just came out. I didn't mean to tell him, but I told him. So that's what I think. Let me know your thoughts. Um, Emily Driftwood, Stop the Chaos says, "Thank you. That's what I was thinking. I didn't fall for it, but he definitely took it up a huge notch. If it's fake, I don't need it. If it's real, I don't need it. It's not right." Damn right. You're absolutely right on that. Emily Driftwood says to Heather, it's easier for narcs to go back to square one so they can add more crap and fuel to our painful fires, making us forget the excuses, the new abuse, because, hey, it's never happened before. It is that, and it is gaslighting where they try to make you feel crazy, because if you feel crazy, then you doubt yourself, you doubt your perception of reality, and then they can tell you what your perception is, and they can tell you, they can control you more. Do you see? Yeah. All right. I've got to go in just a second, you guys, because I have to do a radio interview. I'm being on Terry Williams' show on the radio thing. So that's in just a minute. So I'm going to have to wrap up here in a second. But I want to tell you guys I'll answer a couple more before I go. Emily Driftwood says, I already got that one. Okay. Sarah Kay says, I'm a wreck today. I just left another needy voicemail, crying, which I know he won't even hear. I haven't eaten or slept for the last 36 hours. Sarah, deep breath. I need you to stop doing this to yourself. I care about you. Everyone here cares about you. I want you to get off this chat. I want you to go get you some coffee, or nope, how about some tea, some nice like sleepy time tea or something. Go have some breakfast somewhere, or lunch or dinner, wherever you are. Eat some food and then go to bed. Get some sleep, rest, and wake up and don't respond anymore. You might even consider blocking the narcissist at this point. Um, Tell me what's happening. Why? Tell me where you're at. Tell me what your thoughts are. Stop the Chaos says, he told me he would do anything to put up with and put up with anything, tolerate me. I told him no, I deserve someone who cherishes me, not tolerates me. We will work it out toward neutral for the kids, no more. I'm so proud of you. And that I want you guys to listen to this. She said, I deserve someone who cherishes me, not tolerates me. That is what every single one of you deserves. Someone who cherishes you, not tolerates you. And that person has to start with being yourself. You have to first cherish yourself enough to know that you deserve better. And I'm so proud of Stop the Chaos for getting to this point. It is hard, but she's absolutely right. You all deserve someone who cherishes you, not someone who tolerates you. All right. Emily Driftwood says, good for you to stop the chaos. Power to you for seeing through this crap. Yes, indeed. Hello, Dora from California. Welcome back, honey. How you doing? And Bonnie says, relationships steadily been going downhill for 5 years. Why do narcissists shoot themselves in the foot, so to speak? They sink their own ship because they want you to rescue them from their own pain, and you can't. You can only, like, it's like you would have to, if the pain were the ocean, you would have to float on your stomach to hold them up. And so you can't breathe when you're doing that, you see? Don't try anymore. Let's see here. Bonnie says it's crazy. Doris says, hello, Malta. Magenta in the house. Hey, Magenta, how you doing? Welcome back. Malta, hi, she says. Sarah Kay says, my big issue is future faking. I can still hear all the things he said when I saw him on Wednesday. Like, logically, I know it's a lie, but I want it so bad. I feel so alone. Oh, sweetheart, I totally feel you. I do. But knowing what you know now, take the time to choose a new reality for yourself. Stop starving yourself. Stop staying awake. You're not helping yourself. Is it helping you to do this to yourself? It's only hurting you. In a way, it's allowing him to maintain power over you, even though he's not there right now, you know? And I know when they say all the good things, it sounds like the perfect world. And of course you want those things. They literally tell you on purpose exactly what you want to hear so they can get what they want from you. I know. And I feel you. And I feel so sorry that you're in this place right now because I've been right there. I have. And I bet you that everybody in this room can identify with that. And they've been right there too. Sometimes it does help to know that you're not the only one who fell for their crap. Okay. Just because it was different narcissists doesn't mean we didn't all feel the same kind of pain. You're not by yourself. You're not alone. And your feelings, they're real and valid. And you have a right to feel the way you feel. It's okay to be sad right now. But do take care of yourself while you're being sad. Please eat something. Please make sure you're drinking water. You're not getting dehydrated. And get some sleep, please. All right. Magenta says, "Where's Jamie B lately? Is she okay? I haven't seen her in a while." She was here last week several times, Magenta. I hope she's okay. I think she's okay. I don't think I've seen her yet today. Has anybody heard from Jamie B? I'll check in with her on Facebook. She's in our span group on Facebook. Heather McDermott says, "Thanks, Angie. I'm out, but we have a business together, so I've gone low contact. It just drives me crazy because now he's being super nice to me. He's such an ass." Yeah, of course. That's what they do. That's what they do. And don't worry about saying that word. I'm totally with you, girl. That's exactly how they roll. Yes. Magenta says, "I missed the start today. What's up, Melina? Should I be sending hugs to you, Melina?" Yeah, Melina is in Vegas right now. So she had a police officer hold a gun in her face and scream at her due to the shootings. They were just trying to, I guess, get people out of whatever part of the street they were in. She said her car, the rental car, is still sitting in the street, in the middle of the street right now. Everybody's on lockdown for 24 hours. And she won't be able to leave the hotel until the police speak to her and her mother and husband, who are with her in Vegas. She is okay. So I think she's very traumatized, though. Um, Magenta says, I mean, Magenta says Jamie V's around but not present today. Thank you, Malta. Sarah Kay says, "I'm trying to distract myself, but all I want to do is cry. And I feel so mad, madder than ever. I want to demand an explanation, make him talk to me. I feel like I've earned a response from him." Oh, honey, I totally get that feeling. I totally do. I want you to be aware that you may never get the closure that you're seeking. It's okay to feel mad. It's okay. Let the anger propel you forward for now and then start to move away from it when you're clear. But certainly, I understand. I felt just like that. This is part of the process. Understand that the more you try to make him talk to you, the more he won't. If you hurry up and block him and just start moving on with your life, you can fully expect that he will try to hoover you back in. Something to think about. And I hope that you don't fall for it when he does. Shannon O'Brien says, "Bonnie, I was raised by a narc ma, to be totally honest. She's actually the opposite. She raised me to be this way, and as it served her. I think you have a narc ma too. Perhaps this is why." Excellent point, Shannon. And I think, a lot of us did, or a father, one of the two. Yeah. Um, Boy, I hear the sirens outside. Shannon, Bonnie says, I already read that one. Okay, hold on a minute. Magenta says, "Thanks, Malta." Shannon says, you feel the need to be so honest too. That's right. We all do. Yeah. A lot of us do. CeeLo says, "Good morning, everyone. Prayers to you all who had family and friends at the concert." Thank you, CeeLo. Namaste Summer says, "I made the informed escape the last time. This time, I got out and he didn't know until days later. Now complete no contact. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you. Good job." Arlene Robertson says, "Angie, I did like you as I had movers coming. I left him a lot and he lost it, pawned it, or sold it and was scared, but then he was so nice all night." Yeah, I totally understand. Mine lost everything, and probably also pawned and sold a lot of things. Um, how are you doing now? Are you doing, are you feeling good today, Arlene? Bonnie says, "Thank you, Angie. And my husband has lots of guns and knives. He has anger issues, and I think it would be a recipe for disaster. Probably I will shut it and stay under the radar for safety's sake." Absolutely, especially with that happening, Bonnie. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, without a doubt. I would sneak little bits of your stuff out at a time if you know where you're going or you have a storage place you can put it. And then I would just be gone one day. Just be gone. And that's what I would do. Yes. Your children are adults, if I remember correctly. So you have no reason to tell him anything. Yeah. Um, Shirley Hernandez is here. Hello. Says, "I'm finally accepting what it is and moving on." That's how you start. That's how you start. Holly Wiley says, "Sarah Kay, my niece's name is Sarah Kay, and I leave all kinds of crying voicemails and get no sleep. I've loved this man for 30 years. We dated back then. He's ghosted me. He's disappeared." I'm so sorry, Sarah Kay, and I totally understand. Um, Holly, I hope you're okay, sweetheart. I know it's hard. 30 years is a long time. Stay strong. Oh, Shirley says, "Spoke to his mother and she is taking responsibility for raising such a child." Wow. Well, that's something, but please don't. If she's not the narcissist herself, she's just doing what we all do and trying to make you feel better. She did. certainly raise that child. And maybe because she was dealing with a narcissist herself, or maybe because she is a narcissist. One of two things is happening. She's genuinely sorry, or she's trying to make you feel sorry for her somehow. Be careful. Make sure she's not a flying monkey. All right. I have to wrap up. I have to get ready to go to for this radio interview. So stay tuned. I will be back later today with another video. I will be here tomorrow morning with our usual session, as well as tomorrow afternoon, because it's Talk to Me Tuesday. We always do twice on Tuesdays. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. Please keep Vegas and everybody there in your prayers as they try to heal from this craziness that happened last night. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Talk to you soon. Have a good one. Malta, as always, thank you for being here. I always appreciate you.